Welcome to the Journeyman Cave, a podcast where we meet and chat with some of boxing's most seasoned road warriors, hosted by Mark Shakespeare and Chris Scarfe.
Welcome back to the Journeyman Cave, everybody. This is round 33. With me as always, Mr. Mark Shakespeare. How are we doing?
Yes, good as always, buddy.
Good man, we finally got him.
Yeah, it's taken a while, mate, hasn't it? But he finally turned up last week, didn't he?
He did, and he's one of them names that since we've been doing this, he's been like almost never present name. Like, obviously, we started off, I knew nobody, and I've learned as we've gone along, but Carl's name, one of them that you'd mention to me week after week, you know, he was picking up draws and, as we know, wins. And we've had him in.
We have, and it's Karl Sampson, the one who got the first journeyman to get 3 wins in a row, isn't he?
I think so. You'd know better than me.
Yeah, I'm sure he has, mate. He's definitely a danger man. And I'd like to thank Karl because, obviously, since we have had him interview, I've been to Manchester and passed my seconds licence. And I know there are a few journeymen who say, why don't you go and get your seconds licence done, Mark? You'll be a good addition to Away Corner. And I always remember Karl was the first person who said to me in a message, give me that extra confidence I needed, that boost. He goes, Mark, have you ever thought about going doing your seconds? So thanks for that, Karl, for giving that biggest kick up the bum I needed, mate. And yeah, we're all ready to go now, mate. And yeah, it was a great interview, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like the fact as well that we've completed the Trinity. Because we've had the past, the present, at the time, and the future. So just to explain, last year you went to the Manor Boxing Club and you sent me a photo at the time, with 3 people I'd never met. And it were Cass Hussain, Lee Connolly, and Karl Sampson. Obviously, Cass finished a while back. Lee was coming towards the end of his career, but obviously present. And Karl was the future, and there's only Karl left now.
There is, and 3 top fighters from the Manor gym there, mate. And 3 top fighters. And Cass now is managing as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but Karl going forward, I think he's going to cause a few more upsets, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And
he goes quite... Yeah, we had a good interview on him, and I really enjoyed it. And it was finally good to get, like you said, all 3 of them in.
Yeah, we've completed that trio. So just before we do get Karl in, please remember, guys and everybody, if you're struggling, if you're not feeling great, you need someone to talk to, you need some help, Andy's Man Club is there, and for people like yourself. We had Steve in from Barnsley Branch recently, previous episode. You can find it. I would encourage anybody to listen to it. You can search for your nearest group on their website, andysmanclub.co.uk. And seriously, this is exactly what they're there for. Don't think they're there to judge you. They're not. They're completely non-judgmental. They will listen to you. That is the main thing. They will give you time as long as you want. Or you can just go and be a part of a group and say nothing until you feel comfortable to do so. We just wanted to make a point of, going to start doing this most episodes, aren't we, Mark? Because we feel it's important. And we said to Steve that we would do that. We want to remind people that these groups exist.
Yeah, it's like you said, mate. I mean, we're not here to preach anything, but we know mental health, in men it's hard to talk about. And we just want to raise awareness like we are doing. And I think you're doing a good job there in mentioning what we do in Scarfe and we're Andy's Man's Club. And like you said, there's always someone to talk to, lads. If anyone is struggling in that away corner or that home corner and anyone who listens, you're not on your own, mate. There is things you can do, and don't hesitate to get in contact with anybody like Andy's Man's Club.
Yeah, I will put the link where you can find your nearest club in the show notes. So if you just look in the info, it'll all be there and you can find out for yourselves and don't feel that you're alone, essentially. So without further ado, let's go and talk to Karl Sampson.
Come on, mate, let's get him in.
How many fights you had now?
28.
28? Wow. And how many wins?
5 now. I haven't won this year yet.
Have you not?
Last win were December last year.
Yeah?
I've had a draw. I've had 1 draw. That was this year.
That the biggest dangerman there is, Karl, to be quite honest.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do. I don't think many would argue either. Who else would you say? I would say
Darryl
you.
Tapfumo.
Now I would.
Yeah.
He's in my top 3 now.
Yeah.
I won last week.
And I still think Robbie Chapman as well.
Robbie Chapman's...
They're the 3. Daryl has definitely come on. He's going to draw at the weekend as well, isn't he?
Daryl's is tough, isn't he? That's what's the thing with Daryl. And it's tough if you ain't got balls to keep him off, then he's going to come and probably beat you or get a draw.
Somebody who I can't get hold of, or I like to get hold of. There's Zimbabwean as well, is Daryl.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah.
He looks.
I can get hold of him for you.
Well,
speak to him on Facebook.
Well, get on then, Carl, and we'll get him in because he's definitely a tough one. Like I said, I think it'll be an upset that when he got a draw at weekend because I don't know kid he were fighting.
It were a Pat Barrett kid,
yes.
Wasn't it? Debutant.
Well, he come in with all uniform and then on, didn't he? And I thought, that's not gone down right well, has it? And I have to apologise to Robbie Chapman and all because he got a draw. And
yeah, Robbie's class. Too good to be a journeyman, really, but...
I've been trying to get him in with Ben Whittaker, but he keeps turning me down, Whittaker.
Whittaker don't want that, does he?
No, he said he's too good for him. I said, I think that's a good step up for him.
Yeah, it is a good step up for him. But...
He laughs at me. He just sending me laughy faces all the time. I'm not having it. That fight's going to happen.
Ben is good, though, and he's good.
Oh, yeah,
Ben,
he's quality.
Yeah, he's quality.
He's not my guy.
It would be a good test for him now.
I think he's a good... He laughed at me He laughed at me when I said it, but I thought, get him with Camden Caretaker.
He'll take care of him, won't he?
Yeah, of course he would.
I love that nickname.
Robbie would love it and all. Robbie would be up for that, wouldn't he?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, give him a little
His game is out. He's called him out, hasn't he? Loads of times.
I've called him out for him and all. On Facebook and Messenger.
He deserves it, doesn't he? But it's one of them.
No, but anyway, there's a few in here. I think it's you, Daryl, and Robbie now, top 3, mate. But let's see. I think Jake Smith might be up there as well.
Yeah, Jake Smith's a good fighter. He just needs letting off leash, I think.
I don't think we need to let Jake off leash just yet. Just let him keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, innit? If you start winning, work starts drying up, doesn't it? And you just end up getting harder fights when you don't want the fucking mega hard ones, do you? You want easy money, as I call it. Easy money.
Yeah, we've had some good upsets in these last 12 to 18 months.
There's no better than winning up road.
Oh, that's brilliant. Now, are we still up for winning a title on road, mate?
Well, I was until board knocked me back, didn't they, at the beginning of the year?
Still time.
I won 4 out of my last 6, and they said that my record was too embarrassing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was going to box Brian Phillips, weren't I?
I remember we went out for Lee's retirement do, and we were talking about it, weren't we?
It were all set.
Yeah.
It had been agreed. Purser had been agreed. Steve Wood. It were on Steve's show in Liverpool. It would just go in to board, and they refused it. Said that my record was too embarrassing, apparently.
I want to thought.
Bearing in mind, I've only fought people with winning records, so...
Yeah.
Just goes to show you.
Record for DJs, mate. We keep saying it, don't
100%.
100%, mate. So how's life going down at Manor Gym, mate?
It's all going well.
Yeah.
It's been good. Better these last few weeks. We've had Dave Allen in, haven't we? He's a character, yeah. My dad was training him for Fraser Clark fight.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, trained him for first, I think it was 6 or 8 weeks. And then he moved to Manchester for the last 3 weeks with Jamie Moore. Yeah. But he's still coming down now as well. Brings Joe Hayden down for sparring.
Joe Hayden. I've seen him fight a couple of times, Joe Hayden, at Mangan, actually.
Do you know what? At first, I thought he's going nowhere. Not being disrespectful to him, but he's put the work in and he's come on leaps and bounds. Can see him winning some titles soon.
That'd be good to see, mate. Yeah. I think it might have been, was it Jake Osgood I saw him in with?
Yeah, he's boxed Jake a few times, I think.
Yeah, I think he's bought Jake twice.
Yeah,
and
I think Dave's just taking his time with him. He didn't have many amateurs, did he? So there's no rush. He works hard and he's always training. Saying that, I went running with him the other week.
Did I beat him?
No, I didn't beat him. He's the only person that's beat me from the gym.
Right, that's what you call dedication.
Yeah, we did 3 1 miles. So we did 1 mile 3 times. First one we got it in 5:19, 5 minute 19. Second, I think 5:27, and then we did it in 5:45.
Right.
So it's a good pace.
Gosh, definitely a good pace, that, mate.
But I was fucked. He did one more in. Dave sent him out again.
One to watch out for them, mate.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if he's actually back out at Manga and Annie Matthews, actually.
Yeah. And then there's obviously Brie. You know Brie, don't you? Female.
Great. You know what? I think Brie would qualify for us, you know.
Oh, yeah.
She's... When we got a little charity going with Andy's Man's Club now, I know she's suffering mental health herself, hasn't she, Brie? So it'd be nice to get Brie on. We've got 2 or 3 ladies, actually, we'd like to get on because It's just pinging the time down, and Bree is one of them if she'd like to come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always come down to the gym or meet somewhere. But I'm sure you'll say we'll look after the down here, Carl, if she comes.
Yeah, I'll tell her to come down. I'll come down with her if she wants me to.
Yeah, we'll do a four mic up, eh?
She's a good one, Brie.
Yeah, she looks tough.
I think she's fighting next week, isn't she? She's in that tournament.
Is she?
Is it that? I don't know what it's called, but she's on Johnny Nelson's team, isn't she?
I was talking to Nick Manners about this.
Yeah.
And if one wants to come on, he'd be right up your street, Nick Manners.
Yeah, he's a good character. He's a good bloke.
I said to him, I went on the phone to him, I says, what do you class as a journeyman, Mark? I says, not you.
He had a few good
his brother,
Carl Zaggy, didn't he?
Yeah, but his brother were a bit of a journeyman.
Were he?
Yes. And I said, I'd love to get him on.
I haven't met his brother, but I've met Nick when I've been boxing, and he's a good man, he knows his stuff.
And that'd be a story you'd love to hear. You would love that. I think you'd probably thrive off that one, mate.
Yeah.
He said he'll come on. All right. So you're welcome any time.
I think he's lived the lifestyle, hasn't he, as well?
Yeah, I think there's not much he hasn't been through, is there?
Yeah.
So, after all that, mate, then, I just want to talk about this. You could have to talk about this, we can take it out, mate. What happened with his stabbing?
When I got stabbed?
Yes. Because they're a bit of a warrior, aren't they, mate? How that's come through.
I'll be honest with you. It was something to know. It was New Year's Eve. We were all out, me and my pals, and to be honest, it weren't a pal, but it was someone that I knew. And something kicked off between fucking few of my mates and him, and I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, basically. He stabbed me straight in fucking fem artery. Nearly bled to death. Straight in theatre.
I know it was a
week in
tough
hospital.
One. Yeah.
But yeah, survived that, so...
They had a warrior, mate, hadn't
Yeah, 100%. That's why I went up road warrior.
Oh, gotta be, mate. You're still time to make that title, mate, I'm telling you. And I hope I'm there when it happens, because I think it's going to happen, mate.
Got to happen, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's got to happen,
Back to winning ways when I get back next week, I think.
Is it going to happen, mate?
Hopefully, yeah. I had a win this year, have I? So I need one.
Well, they're a bit greedy, want that. We'll get to that later on. Yeah,
100%.
We'll get to that record later on, mate. But, yeah, all good. But, actually, Carl, they were all right, Carl, until about half an hour before this interview started and my phone started pinging. And I got a few questions from Cassasane and Lee Connolly to ask them, mate. But I'm going to get my good man on the left here is going to ask you them, mate.
Going to get me to.
And I think you'll quite enjoy these questions, actually, all of them.
I could imagine Cassas are funny, aren't they?
Not really, but yeah, first one's a good one, and you've already answered it off the mic, so we'll let it go from that one.
Well, I'll start with that one then. So he wants to know, who is your best cornerman?
Well, it's predictable, isn't it? He knows I'm going to say him. We've had most wins together.
Brilliant.
Every time he corners me, I seem to pick up a win. No, he's good. He's been there, and he's done it all. 119 fights, so he knows what needs to be done in away corner.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because he put underneath it, it's got to be Cassasane.
Yeah, 100%.
Underneath, mate, so you've answered it right.
And in the same vein, Lee Connolly wants to know who the toughest guy is that you know.
Lee Connolly. Lee Connolly.
Has he said that on that message?
Yeah.
He's been in with them all, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Everyone, Luke Campbell, Joe Cordina, and he always says none of them put him down.
He one of one who would he just would never say no, would he?
No, never.
What a great person! What a great person! What two great men to ever run that gym, though, Carl.
Yeah, like you get a lot of fighters what do 100. I know he only did 99, Lee, but they do 100 and not being disrespectful to anyone, but they don't do 100 on level of what he did it at. It were like you said, anyone. He didn't say no. He wouldn't say no.
You still see him now?
I ain't seen him for a bit, but I still speak to him.
I just wonder if he stayed right in gym.
No, he ain't been in. He come in last time. He come in and say it were 3 months ago. I think he's just busy now, and his normal lifestyle.
What's
work.
he up to now, mate? Is he
working.
building? Is he a builder? Or?
He's a builder. Well, he works with his brother. Yeah, I think his brother's a bricklayer.
Yeah,
and they do extensions and all that stuff. So yeah,
well, that's good to see he's doing well, mate. We've got a couple more, haven't we?
Yeah. So I like this one actually from Lee. It says, "Do you think it's an advantage coming from a boxing family? Because obviously your dad and your brother have been in sport as well. Do you see that as an advantage?"
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be on it, because when you're around it, it's like for me with my dad. He were boxing at time when I were young anyway, so we were going at gym and that with him. So for me, it's been an advantage. Yeah, might not be for everyone else, but advantages I'm always around boxing, so you get that feel for it, don't you? And you're comfortable in that environment. So, yeah, I'd say so.
But no added pressure comes with it, maybe?
For me, no, because even as an amateur, I don't know.
You're a good amateur, though,
Good
mate.
amateur, yeah, but...
Come on, tell us what you won.
I won 30... What day have I had? 47 fights. Lost 12. So, what's that, 35 wins, yeah.
Any titles?
No, I got to junior ABA finals.
I thought you did.
Schoolboy finals, yeah. But never won them. But there were never no pressure. But that's might be down to me dad. He's never been that kind of person to put pressure on us. He's never really wanted us to box, to be honest.
Haven't he?
No. He had us round it, but he didn't like that we box.
I liked it when I turned up at gym with our lass and our George and to see Karl. And he says, what are you looking at him for? And we've got all these champions in this ring here.
Yeah.
What are you come to see him for? I says, that's no way to talk about it.
It was his worst nightmare, me going on road. Because I'd talked about it for a long while, couple of years. I don't think I was mature enough at the time.
Yeah.
But it was his worst nightmare. But it was one of them things, I just went and did it. I had to do it, so he just gets on with it. He don't really get involved. He trains me, but he never really takes me to box.
You think that's because you just don't want to see you?
I think it's nerves. His nerves wear off on me, and then makes me underperform. I think sometimes I think too much about what's going to happen and that.
Yeah, I can understand.
So it's easier for him to send me with Cass or Gary or Keith. You know, someone that's not got that emotional contact with me.
It's good you've got a good little group around you can do that though, mate, isn't it?
What thought process behind going on road then? What inspired you to do that? Was there a particular thing or person or?
Obviously, when I'd had fucking 7 or 8 years out of boxing, I didn't box for that long period. And I knew realistically I was never going to be a British champion. So I weren't really going to earn any money out of it. Right. You know yourself, these lads who fight in home corner, unless they're selling 200 tickets, they're not going to earn no. So I just thought, best way for me, I enjoy boxing. Best way to earn money is go on road and box week in, week out. Good enough to do it, so that would just, Roll it back 10 years. If I'd have turned pro at 20, I'd have gone in home corner, no doubt, but I'd lost that time, I think.
Well, I'm going to save one of Cass's towards end, I think. So if you want to...
So it's a good one then,
you said there, though, when I started doing this show with Scarfe, I had a few boxing people in game saying to me, journeymen aren't what they used to be. They don't come for a fight. They just come to lay down and take the money. And I think by having you in here, Karl, it blows it out of the water,
it's
to be quite honest.
It's easy for people to say that, though, isn't it?
Yes.
But people don't go and watch these shows all the time. Like, there's been times, like I boxed in Bournemouth at the beginning of the year. Cass cornered me. And I thought I'd won every round. And I didn't get a round on scorecard.
Yeah.
So it's...
I've seen you and I've seen Nabil Ahmed. I think Nabil's he's also one who goes for a crack. What a guy. Goes for a fight and he does put it on him. And it's like you said, you just had somebody up there sometimes don't understand whether you go in there, you're working your balls off for full 3 minutes, you think you've done enough, and then their arm gets raised 36-40 and you think, why did I bother?
Yeah, why did you bother?
Why did I bother doing that?
That is what mentality you do get. You think, what was the fucking point in me risking getting cut? Risking getting chinned, because more you go for a fight, more chance you are getting caught and getting chinned.
But yeah, I think you're the people like you and Nabil make people realise you do go in there and you do go in to win sometimes. Yeah. You want to cause an upset, and that's what it's all about.
There's a lot, isn't there? There's like, have you met Baltic Bomber, like Gennady?
I have met the Baltic Bomber.
He hasn't won yet, has he?
No, and do you know what?
I've seen him boxing 3 or 4 times now where I thought he might nick a draw, he probably could nick a win, and they don't even give him a fucking round, so...
He come up to me and I had a good chat with him at Metrodome last time we were up. I went and met him. And I think he deserved at least a draw that night.
Yeah, he's a character, isn't he?
Another one for Scarfe, I think. A guy who just comes over to this country with £10 in his pocket and now works every hour God sent.
Yeah.
When he's not working, he's on that road and he's jogging, road work, and he's hard as nails. And he's got that... Is he like a Latvian or
Lithuanian,
that's it?
But
he's got a Lithuanian with a Scouse twang.
Yeah. One sentence comes out in Lithuanian accent and next comes out in a Scouse accent, doesn't it?
You think I'm lying,
No,
but it's actually true. I've never heard a language like
Class
it.
him.
He's got one of our t-shirts, hasn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? He's a fucking good character. And do you know when you're in changing rooms, away changing rooms, it's a lot different to being in home corner. Because I've been in home corner changing rooms with lads from gyms. They're miserable, boring. You go in that away corner.
Never been in home corner. I don't intend to.
You don't want to.
In fact, no, I might have to do if Harry Matthews is out. That might be my first.
Yeah.
They'll be stinking me out. They'll be stinking me out building.
They should give him his own changing room, shouldn't they?
Yeah, well, they ought to do.
Yeah.
I'll just tell him to come upstairs if we're right. So anyway, Carl, it's glad to know you're doing well, mate, and I'm glad them questions have come in, actually, because they weren't too hard on the wallet, to be quite honest, mate. It's not like you asking about takeaways and stuff for them, mate. You've done all right out on that one, mate. But like you said, we mentioned earlier, 28 fights, mate, so far. There's more to come, isn't there?
Definitely.
A lot more to come, I think. You're looking well. Let's get you back in there. Have we got any goals going forward?
I'd like to say, I can't put a number on it. When I started, I said 100, but it's just one of them, innit? You never know what's going to happen. You might get fed up at 50. You might get fed up at 30, so...
Well, that's a question that Cass will ask you later on that. But we'll go on, like I said, at minute 28 fights, mate. Well on the way to half a century already, mate. How old are we now, Carl?
29.
Don't look it, mate. They're all right, mate. I've got plenty of time in tank. 5 wins, 22 losses and 1 draw, mate.
Yep.
That's not a bad little
not a bad
resume,
number, is
that,
it?
pal, is it?
Not on road, it isn't.
Not at all. And I'm sure you could put an handful of them you maybe should have won as well, mate, from what I've heard.
100%, I think, probably. 22 losses, did you say?
22 losses, yeah. 5 wins and a draw.
I'd probably stick 13 more in there where it could have been 50-50s.
Yeah. So before we got onto your record, I want to ask you your toughest fight, mate.
My toughest fight?
Yes.
It's got to be Mohamed Saban, who I boxed from Ingalls.
Where was that? Do you remember?
That were at Donny Dome, that.
Yeah.
March this year. It was just fucking good. Big, strong, sharp. And he broke my nose, so it made it even tougher, yeah.
You sent me a picture of that.
Yeah, it were a mess, weren't it?
Yeah, it were a massive mess. And I can remember messaging you and saying, are you all right, mate? And you just sent me that picture in space for a minute, and I thought, good God, it were bad, that, mate.
Yeah, it were a bad one, that.
But credit for you for getting through it.
There were about a minute left in last round. I'd not been it much, but mentally, and it were intense, it were non-stop coming on to me, but it had to happen. I had to have my nose broke because my dad warned me not to fight that kid.
He did?
I got offered that fight on Monday, and I said, they've offered me this kid. And he were a good amateur, won 3 or 4 national titles, and that you know yourself, if you're winning national title 3 or 4 times, there's something about him. And my dad were like, no, you don't want to box him, he's too big for you. It'll be too much. And I went opposite way and I took fight. And
you don't listen to your dad much, do you?
I don't, to be honest.
Poor Roger.
I should do, shouldn't I? Because proves it pudding. I come back with a broken nose, and that put me out of action for I think I didn't box for about 10 weeks after that.
Your dad knows his stuff, mate.
Yeah.
He does know his stuff.
It's one of them with me, though. When he tells me I shouldn't be, I think he's just trying to dig at me, so I think I'll go and do it, prove him wrong.
You know,
and I have done a few times. There's been a few ones where he said don't have it, but I've still gone and done it and done all right, but that time it caught up with me, so...
Listen, is it the only time really we have struggled, do you think?
Another one, I struggled with a lad called Ethan Brown, but that were weight issues, I think. I think we boxed at about 10 stone 4. Welterweight, that, innit?
Yeah, it's strong.
So...
You're going to be drained there, mate.
Hard night. And it just...
Pushing.
Yeah, coming on to me all the time. I got through it, didn't get hurt, but it were an hard one.
God, I can imagine just leaning on your weight and advantage, mate. But we'll go to your debut, mate, then. Josh Hargreaves.
Funny one, that.
Yeah,
we've known each other years. Like, years and years. From being kids through, boxing amateur and whatnot. And obviously I went up road and it were kind of an ideal fight. Knew that I weren't going to get hurt. No disrespect to him, but I knew that it were not that high level. So a nice easy one to ease my way back in.
Yeah, good one to get off start, mate.
Yeah, I don't think he's very active either himself, is he? What's he had, 4 or 5 fights?
Yeah, he's not the one I see you knocking about on any shows or anything. So
he don't get up too much, so...
No. And then we also went in with Michael Edgers, mate. He says... Technical decision, this, mate.
Yeah, he bottled it, Michael Edgers. That's why. Bottled it. 3rd round, he cut his eye, didn't he? we had a bit of a tussle and he went through ropes and he cut his eye on judge's table at side at ring.
Did he?
Yeah, he could have carried on. It weren't a bad cut, but he talked his way out of it, I think. But that was first time that was my second fight. First time out of my comfort zone where I didn't know who kid were or anything. And first round were close. Second round, I battered him. Third round, there were only a minute that had been fought. And Darren Sargison had me losing every round, I don't know. So that's when I thought, yeah, it's true about being on road. It's hard to get a win.
It's tough, mate.
Yeah.
It's tough, mate. It really is. But you've got to be a proper character. You've got to be a certain personality.
But Lee had boxed Michael Edges before. Lee had got a draw with him. And then when we got in change, because Lee boxed that same night as well. So when we come in changing rooms, he had some words to say to Lee as well.
Did he?
Yeah. He told Lee that Lee robbed him, basically.
Oh, God.
I don't know who's been robbed in home corner like.
It looks like he'd been knocked out by a table. They mind out else, you know what I mean? So he can't be chopping at Lee, can he?
I don't think he boxes no more either. I think his last fight, so that says it all, doesn't it?
I think it
Put
does,
him
doesn't it? Well, we'll wish him all the best, whatever he's doing anyway, but yeah. But this one stands out to me, and it's been mentioned in a couple of our podcasts. And when this fight got made, I knew you were going to win it.
I knew it straight away.
Yeah. And when it happened, I thought, why on earth are they putting him in? Why were they putting Kane Savlin in with you?
Kane, I always knew I was going to box Kane when I set out to go on road. I just had that feeling.
You see, I had, at the time, Kane were a bit of not a prospect, but, he had a little winning record.
Him, he were 6-0, weren't he? He'd just won, he'd not just won, but he'd won Central Area title. But he vacated it, didn't he? Because I don't think he wanted to box Michael Gomez, did he?
That's a rumour.
But that should have been my debut, really, that.
Yeah.
It weren't against Kane. I was scheduled to box a kid called Alex Taylor from Barnsley. You know him?
No.
Traveller lad. No. Trains with Junior Witter. He pulled out.
In fact, I have heard the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, you've got to tell me about this fight, mate, because it didn't surprise me one bit when you got win.
That should have been my debut, but I ended up getting them 2 fights in before.
You're greedy, mate.
I know, yeah. And then that, like I said, that Alex Taylor, he pulled out that week of that fight. He broke his knuckle or something like that. So then that fight were off. And then Carl rung me back about an hour later and said, you can still box on that show on Friday, but you're going to be boxing Kane Salvin. So straight away I said, yeah. I knew straight away that I'd beat him. Not saying he's rubbish or all that. I just knew that.
Me neither. And
I just knew that he were made for me. He were a good fight for me.
I've not against Kane now. I thought he's no mug. But I just thought at that time, you just want the man to...
Yeah.
You just want the man to put him with.
For like a year and a half. Yeah. He were inactive, weren't he?
And that were, like I said, about that time when that Gomez thing happened. I mean, there's 2 sides to every story, isn't there? I'm sure Kane's got his side of the story. But cracking win that, mate. I'll never forget that one.
Yeah, I don't think I lost a round that night. I think it were 3 rounds to be in a share around 40-37, yeah.
Should be proud of that win, mate.
Yeah,
It was a really good win.
I was buzzing that night.
Yeah.
Buzzing.
I was buzzing for you, mate.
I know I'd only had 2 and lost them both, but at that point I thought, I'll never win. I'll never get a win on road.
Listen, you were 0-2 at time and I'd heard about you. Yeah. So it just proves you were getting talked about.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I do keep an eye on you all.
A lot of people in boxing knew me from amateurs, so they all knew straight away that I weren't no mug. It were hard to get matched at first, to be honest.
Yeah. But you're still going now, Kane, then, do we know? Or
Kane,
I think
isn't he? He boxed Coggle, didn't he, last? No. He boxed Lewis Norman. He got a win after Coggle, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good win that one, mate. And then we'll move on to another guy who Lee Connolly fought as well besides you, Kurt Jackson.
Kurt Jackson, yeah. That were another one where I thought it could have been a draw.
That's when it rains, I put it in.
100%. I thought a draw would have been a fair result that night. It's not bad. Not bad, but he got too involved, I think. I don't know. He's a big lad, isn't he? But yeah, I thought a draw would have been fair there.
But so after that fight, mate, you went in with a good kid. You went in with Harry Fryer, didn't you? Lost on
Harry
points.
Fryer were an hard night.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was still going. Kid Dynamite, they call him, don't they?
Yeah, Kid Dynamite.
Kid Dynamite. Is he from Leeds?
Yeah, Leeds.
Yeah, I thought he's got a bit of a... And I put that one down and I thought that were a...
Yeah, he were a good fighter. He could punch quite hard, to be honest. He caught me in first round and I thought, yeah.
You see, he were undefeated one and he lost to
Louis Sylvester. Yeah.
who was a good fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, Lewis is good.
And so before he hadn't lost apart from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought you might think Harry Fryer were...
Yeah, that was my first 6th round. Well, my first and only 6th round. I've only done that one.
But nice payday.
It weren't bad.
Yeah.
It weren't bad.
We don't need to know numbers.
But six rounders, they're not for me, I don't think.
Yeah.
Pointless, innit? You might as well get 2 extra rounds and you're stepping it up, aren't you? They've had more fights. They want to push on when they're doing 6 rounders, so I stick to 4 rounders, me, if I can.
Yeah, unless the money's right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then one that got talked about quite a lot, mate, and it's a 50-50 split whether you won it or not, and you lost to Levi Giles.
I thought I won, personally.
I've had a lot of people saying...
But once again, Darren Sargison get it 40-36 to Levi Giles.
Not one round to you?
Not one round.
Where was that, do you know?
At Bolton.
At Bolton?
Yeah, Bolton, on a Fight Zone show. They were not in it, but I thought I won.
Yeah.
It didn't really land out on me.
I remember that weekend, I had a few messages and a couple of phone calls saying that, I think one from Cass as well at the time, saying they thought you should have had
Cass
that.
were in my corner that night.
You should have had, he said he thought it were, so...
That were another one, I think I took that about 24 hours before.
And
See,
again,
Carl manages me and Levi, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it were an easy fight for him to make. Yeah.
But like you said, you just said there, you could have got a... Levi's, knocking on British title level now, isn't he?
He's fighting a friend of mine, isn't he, for Commonwealth Silver, Razak Najib.
That should be interesting.
Good fight, that.
Good, interesting fight, that. Do you think he bet Gomez on that night?
I thought he won, yeah. I thought...
we were in Bridlington that night.
I think he won first 6 rounds, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then Gomez got into it a bit, but there were still close rounds towards the end.
I don't think Gomez is going to do very much, is he? But I do I loved his father.
Yeah, his dad was a fucking character, weren't he?
Oh, well, he is and all, isn't he, to be honest?
Isn't he? Didn't like that push, though.
No, that'll bang out.
Bit out of order, weren't it, that?
I mean, there's a bit
He's a nice kid, I speak to him. Do you know I get on with him?
But so is his dad. I sometimes send odd message and that to his dad and stuff, and he always gets back to me. He's always a gentleman.
Yeah.
But sometimes in the heat of the moment in battle. But yeah, it was wrong, that push.
It were a bit
Totally
far-fetched, weren't it?
But justice was done, mate. He got fined for it, didn't he? And he got the right punishment for it, didn't he? And then he went in again, mate, with another good one, who's been with a couple of lads as well. You meant it with Michael Webber-Kane, didn't you?
Yeah, Michael Webber-Kane.
He'd always also been in with Connolly and Charlie Sheldon him as well.
It were a funny one, that. Yeah. I thought it were going to be an easy night for some reason.
Well, I didn't think it would be that when it was matched up.
Just because never really heard of him. I was the first one. I boxed him before Lee boxed him, didn't I? I just had a funny feeling it'd be an easy night, and it turned out to be quite an odd night. Even though it were close, but I had to dig in for it. It didn't stop coming. It were non-stop.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that as well, because I was talking to Sam Melville before he fought him as well. Yeah. And Sam thought he was going to be all right, but he stopped Sam.
Well, I tell Sam he was going to be all right, but...
Yeah, Sam thought he was going to be all right, and I just got a... I don't know what I was doing, but I got a voicemail the day after, and he said, "Oh, mate, you don't know what happened last night." And
it was a bad knockout, weren't it?
Yes.
Well, that's just one of them, innit? Anyone can get knocked out, can't they?
It happens.
You're getting it with 8-ounce gloves on.
I told him that. And I said to him, it happens.
You get it all the time. Like, people message me and say, "Oh, what were you like? Could he punch? Could he not?" But I might have heard shots better than what they do. If they're going to go forward against someone, they're going to get pinned, aren't they? So I never really tend to say they can't punch. I just say I were all right with him. If my fight's up on YouTube, watch that and try and mimic what I've done or something along them lines.
But yeah, I know Sam. I don't think he's been out
for Southern Area title. That Webber-Kane, isn't it? Just announced it yesterday. Yeah.
Well, I think he'll probably win that, to be honest.
I think he will. Rate him.
Yeah, me too.
But like I said, just funny because I thought, I don't know why I got it in my own head that it was going to be easy.
Well, Sam thought he was going to be okay, and I hope he's all right, Sam, because he hasn't been out since. I do.
Yeah, I do speak to Sam. Yeah, he's a big Man City fan, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? He's been down here a few times.
Yeah, he come to Lane of a week when we played him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I think he'd been a City... Well, he was saying to me when... I thought, we're going to have a City fan here. You know, a bit like when I were younger and you were younger, Scarfe. They were all Man U shirts when we were younger, Carl. But when he said to me, I went to Oakwell when I was this age, when we played Man City in Division 1, and I thought, he's an old school City fan, this guy.
Fan,
He deserves a success.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So, you don't mind... Anyway, how do you think you get on this year, the Blades?
I think we'll stay up. Yeah, I think we'll stay up.
We haven't had many blades on, have we?
Well,
Liam Wright were a blade.
Is that only one? I'm sure we've had another.
Boyley were a Wednesday fan. Hardy were a Wednesday man. Ross Birkinshaw, he ain't had him on, but God, he's a Wednesday fan, isn't he?
Is he a Wednesday fan, him?
Oh, aye. Yeah.
I didn't think I didn't know what
he
were.
He were at playoff final.
Right.
Been a Wednesday fan.
He's a Glory fan, isn't he? Went to playoff final.
And then, going back onto record, mate, we went to Liverpool twice, mate, against Frankie Stringer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, I looked at his record, I don't know if it's true or not. Did they announce it like this? He said he was born in Malaga on boxing.
I don't know, I've never asked him, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
He must have been. He's got to have been, hasn't he?
Because sometimes they come up on BoxRec and it says, oh, they're born here, and I'll say, oh, yeah. In fact, I think he might have been, who did we last interview in here? Was it Billy?
No, you're talking about when we had Graham in, and you were on about somebody who you thought was Australian or something.
From BoxRec.
I heard that. Who were it?
Yeah, there was a guy who Graham Firm boxed, and it said on BoxRec he's Australian.
Right.
And Graham Radman, he's not Australian, he went over there, but it says on there, and that's why I always said, but it said Frank Stringer, Malaga, Liverpool.
It's something I speak to Frankie still quite a lot, to be honest. So
Do you think he's all right?
Yeah, he's a nice kid.
Yeah.
Very nice kid. He can fight as well. He's a bit young, isn't he, at the minute? But I think once he starts developing into a proper man, can see him going on British title minimum. Maybe further, to be honest.
I said I thought British title might be, because he gets mentioned a bit, just with Stringer.
He's in a good camp as well, and he is in with Smith and all them, isn't he? So he's got good people around him. I think Liam Smith's his manager.
Is he?
Yeah, I think that's why he always gets on them big cards.
Yeah, and staying in Liverpool then, mate, we had Ethan Brown as well, didn't we?
He's the kid I've just been on about, saying hard night, yeah.
Big hard night.
That was a silly mistake from me, to be fair. I should have been boxing that night against Joe Kavanagh. And he pulled out, I don't know why, some reason or another.
Well, I just thought I'd mention, even though he mentioned it about all the nose, and I just thought I'd bring him up again, because there were 2 fights in a row at Liverpool. But the reason I want to bring that up and all, mate, if you're going to move on to 3 wins in a row after that, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I was loving that.
Good, weren't it?
It was amazing.
Couldn't believe it,
Even
mate.
Scarfe was buzzing when I messaged him every day.
Win against John first and John Spencer.
That has won Stoke-on-Trent, 2 Warriors. When that fight got made, I was desperate to get down. But why did it come about?
Right. So, I were meant to be fighting. Or were I meant to be fighting? I don't know. I'd fought Ethan Brown week before, hadn't I?
Yeah. And that's when, even though we talked about Ethan, I thought I'll bring it on
Ethan
from
Brown
the 2,
week before, and then he offered me a fight. The same night I boxed Ethan Brown, he offered me to fight Regan Glackin in Scotland, but I turned it down. I'd had an hard fight that night, so I said no. And then he rung me Monday, and he says, do you want to fight on weekend against John Spencer? So I'm like, how many tickets do I have to sell? He went, none. He went, there's a show going on in Stoke, Scott Lawton's show, weren't it?
Yeah.
Into Boxing they were filming it and sponsoring it. They had a fight fall through, so they said they were only going to sponsor the show if there were this many fights on. So they couldn't really get 2 prospects to fight each other. So they got two road warriors to fight each other. Yeah, it were a funny one.
It was my dream fate, that, when it come up, that. I couldn't believe it.
It were a good experience, because that was the first journeyman I'd never boxed a journeyman.
How did it feel in with John? You know, because
fellow road warrior.
Because when it all made, top man is John, but when that fight got announced, you are definitely favourite.
100%.
And everyone expected you to.
When we spoke to John after, he thought he was going to win, because he'd seen, I don't know, 1 in 10, I think, Hannah. Oh, I were 1 in 10, something like that. So obviously, I don't know if he'd seen much of me or not, but he said after, like, yeah, he thought he were getting a win tonight.
And that is my question. Like I said, you just answered my question then, because I'd have had you a huge favourite in there, no offence to John. But John obviously thought...
Yeah, John
come for it. John thought you were there.
After, when I spoke to him, he said, I'm better than most prospects to his box, so that were a good one to hear.
And he knows, does John. He's getting better, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not doing bad, is he?
Yeah, he's getting better now.
Yeah.
Is he with Dale Arrowsmith now?
Yeah.
And I talked to Dale a few months back, and he says he's getting back. He got a win, did he get a...
Yeah, he got a win, and then
and he
boxed last weekend, didn't he? Well, I think.
And he's been getting He's head in the right
Well,
place.
last time I seen him, he said he'd come down in weight a bit. I think he were boxing a bit heavy. Like when I boxed him, I were a lot bigger than John, to be honest. Yeah. So that was one advantage.
But that were a great... When that fight, I was buzzing for that fight.
A lot of people
probably only me
interested in
who were buzzing for that fight. Like,
yeah,
but,
a lot of people got interested in that fight, to be honest.
It is, and so they should. You know what I mean? And obviously, John just answered my question, but he thought he was going to get that win as well. We were on about it
a week in gym, me and Dave Allen. Dave Allen said, will I fight? Have you seen Tatenda?
Yes.
Dave Allen wants me to fight Tatenda. He's another upset. He can pull a win out, can't he? Yeah.
Don't bother.
Why not? Be a good fight, won't it?
You don't sell tickets, do you?
No. Dave Allen, he's a good man. What he is, he'll pay for the fight, he said.
He said he'll pay for it?
He'll pay to put it on Izzy's show. Not his next one, he's got a show in October, but one after that, yeah.
Right then. Well, we'll keep an eye out on that one. I'll make no comment on that one, but that'll be definitely interesting.
But he's another one I speak to him. He's a nice kid as well, but it's just one of them, innit?
Very, very interesting fight.
It'll be a good... we were on about it, me and Dave in gym, after he said that. We should do a tournament, shouldn't we? Journeyman tournament.
I've always said that, if anyone's going to promote it, it's going to be me.
It needs to be done.
It'd be a right, 6. If you do a 6 lads, 6 fights.
8 lads. Quarter-final, semi-final and final.
There's plenty around who could do
There's
that.
one going on at weekend, isn't there? He's in it, isn't he? Madman Mooney. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Paddy were talking about that.
Yeah.
There's a couple in that, isn't there?
Yeah,
couple
Mooney's
of
in
warriors.
it.
Him who likes his motorbikes. I know his name. Is it Young?
No, it is
he likes
Stefan Vincent. He's in it. Mooney and that Ollie Marginson.
Is either what? There's one of them. I think it might be Marginson. He always likes his bikes. And
I'm
stuff
not sure.
like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're fighting each other, aren't they? They did draw yesterday. Mooney and Marginson are fighting each other, so that'll be a good one.
Last chance saloon for Mooney as well. He'll be up for that.
He's had a lot now, hasn't he? He's been about years.
Seen him a few times, Mooney.
I've only met him once when I boxed at your court of a month. He's not wired up right, is he? Crazy. Good character, though.
He's definitely a character.
Definitely,
that is for sure,
he's a good one.
We wish him all the best.
Yeah.
And when this goes out, let's see.
Hopefully he wins it.
That's what I mean. By the time this goes out, mate, hopefully he'll be able to look back and he'll have achieved something really
it'd
good.
be good, wouldn't it? It'd be good for boxing. Good for us, Journeyman, If he wins that.
He's still giving me my biggest buzz in the upsets. I do... Said it 2 or 3 times. I apologise to Sam O'Mason. It were a belter.
Sam O'Mason trains with us now as well,
I know he does, and that's why I do apologise again, Sam, but...
Knocked him out, didn't he?
Channel 5, yeah.
It were a good knockout as well, wasn't it, that?
So, also then, we had a win over Connor Shaw and Lewis Wood, who were 3-0 at the time of Connor, and Lewis were 4-0 at the time, so they were 2 absolute belting wins, mate.
Yeah. Connor Shaw... We got weighed in. He weighed in ever. It should have been a 6th round of that. I had Cass with me that night, and he kicked off big time.
He doesn't like it, does he, Cass? He hates it.
He kicked off big time. It were either we dropped to 4 rounds and pay it the same money, or we're going home now. So they dropped it to 4 rounds, paid the same money, and I beat him as well. So it were a good night for us, but it weren't a good night for them.
Did you get home all right?
Yeah, we got home all right. We left straight away. We're only Nottingham, weren't it?
Yeah.
But fucking hell, he weren't happy after.
I bet he
went
wasn't.
to speak to him. I think he told me to fuck off or something.
Did he?
Yeah, Connor Shaw himself, yeah. Scott Cayley, he was promoter, weren't he? I don't think he were happy. Because obviously I think he were about £2 heavier.
Yeah.
But Cass has got his point, I've boxed week in, week out. I've managed to make that weight. Why can't you do it?
Me and Cass have this talk a lot of time, and Cass...
That's one
also
thing
drills
about
it into
Cass.
me. You should have the weight. If anything, it should be you, has it?
Yeah, and like Cass says, you've agreed that weight, so make it. These guys have 8 or 10 weeks to make that weight. If they can't make it, then get someone heavier. Don't fucking try and use and abuse us.
And what they're going to do as well when he goes away on a massive steak or something.
I know.
What's he going to come in then tomorrow?
That's what I mean. Well, they're on day weigh-ins, aren't they? But still, he's a good man with that Cass.
Yeah.
He's on it. As soon as they get him weighed in, he's straight over at scales.
I can imagine Cass is like that, isn't he?
You need someone like that looking after you, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
It shows that he's interested in you, innit? He's not just there to get his money and fuck off.
No, he cares about
he cares about what happens, yeah.
He does. He's a good man. And then Lewis Wood as well, mate. Remember that win?
Yeah, Lewis Wood. That were best one at 3, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because before we were in changing rooms with Jamie Quinn, Lee boxed same night, and Cass were doing corners. And Jamie rated that, Lewis Wood. He said, it's going to be an hard night for you, this one, so make sure you switched on. Obviously, got me in gear, went out there and boxed it off, basically. He were another one, he weren't happy.
Never happy with you,
Pat
mate.
Barrett weren't happy either, I don't think. But it's just one of them, innit?
Yeah.
Shit happens, mate.
Dog
doesn't
eat
it?
dog world. They all want to beat us, don't they? So it were a good night, that.
Well, at least it keeps bored off your back, mate, with them 3 wins, doesn't
It does.
So, what I mean, though, it can't have been done, but it must have been first time ever.
They said it was first time in... I can't remember. Carl did a write-up on me, didn't he?
I haven't read it, but
It
it
had
must...
been first time since, I think, it were Des Gargano, Curtis Gargano's dad was the last person to do it. So you're talking some years back. But I think I were only one to do it, because I did that in 3 week. So I did it in less than 15 days.
Never been
beaten. Never been done.
You can't be beaten. You can only match it.
Can match it, but can't be beaten.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Can't beat that, mate.
But then form went dead for not long, but longer than what I expected.
Yeah.
I had 3 fights lined up after that. I had 3 in 3 weeks, and they all fell out.
Naughty boy.
I remember you posting about that.
Yeah,
Online, on
3 in
Twitter
3
or
weeks fell out, and they were all like Thursday night. Such and such is not boxing now. Such and such.
But then when he did get back into the ring, I mean, put you in Anthony Haskins.
He was
Anthony
good.
Haskins.
He were good.
Is he good?
He
I've
is
got
good.
a question mark at signing him.
He is. And when I boxed him, I'll be honest with you, he didn't even get out of first gear.
No.
He were well in control against me. He's a big lad, southpaw, awkward, and he could whack as well, so it was just one of them. I went on full defensive and just got through it, but he didn't step it up. That was his only problem. But I don't know if he's been told to just seat rounds out.
Well, in Anton's defence there, I mean, I've always rated what I've heard about him, but in Anton's defence, they're coming in, that phone stopped ringing, you just had 3 wins in a row, you're a danger man, mate.
Yeah, 100%. That's what they said. They wanted that fight.
And that's credit to you.
Yeah.
And he's...
Credit to him as well, because like I said, a lot of people were... I think I should have been fighting that night against Tyler Davis, who is either in the same managerial camp but he pulled that, and I gather that's why he pulled that, because I'd won them 3. And then they rung up late on that week and said, you can still box Anton Haskins.
Yeah, respect to you both, mate. Like I said, he stepped up, he went in with a guy who won 3 in a row.
He's another one, I'll tip him to win titles.
I believe
British, minimum, probably more. Depends how hard he works. Like all of them, if they work hard enough.
It's in his genes as well, isn't it?
Yeah, his dad were a good fighter, weren't he? I met his dad as well that night, and he were impressed with me as well. He commented on my footwork and said how good I get out of the way of shots and whatnot. So that were a good one to have.
Yeah, we're going to come back to that, mate. And then you went to another lad and all, didn't you? Another good one after that, Adam Cope as well, mate.
Yeah, that's another one where my dad said you shouldn't take it, but I did. I did all right with that one, to be fair. But that should have been a 6-rounder, and that's another one where Cass pulled him on scales when he weighed a couple of pound over as well. And
you don't want to mess with Cass and all, because he
but we knew that were going to be an hard night as well. So getting weight away, doing 6 rounds, driving all that way, Cass said, "Fuck that."
Another one who lost his winning record to Louis Sylvester.
I know, but it were. I thought Cope won that one.
Did you?
Did you watch it?
No.
Yeah, I thought Cope won that.
Because I thought, again, 2 fights there, mate. Cope and Haskins, 2 top fighters
Cope
for me.
Were, like, my dad said I shouldn't have took it. And I said, I got through it, I did all right. But it were a hard night. I had to be fully switched on. Top at bill as well. And he sold quite a few tickets. So, because it was funny because we were going to go home. Because they were saying, no, you're doing 6-rounder, we're not dropping it. Cass went, Sam, we'll go home. We got to the door with his bags. And then they realised, fucking hell, they will go on these. And he'd done all tickets for sure, I think. So they shouted us back, and then he got us a bit extra money as well. Cass, he's good like that.
Yeah, fucking isn't he?
He knows the tricks of the trade, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Someone
he's a
need,
blagger.
though.
He's a blagger.
He knows his stuff, and he's someone, he's a good one to ever hear, mate. And then, so, like it says, 2 top fighters here. We come back with a cracking TKO win, mate, didn't we, against...
Lerone Harrison.
Well, you're not going to forget that one, mate, are you? Come on, tell us all about it.
Well, that night we're...
Another one who were 4-0 at the time.
4-0, yeah. But it's mad because When I boxed John Spencer, and I said to my dad, I'm boxing John Spencer, he had a look at John Spencer and he watched him fighting Lerone. And he said to me, yeah, you'll be fine with John. Then he went, but if you get offered that Lerone Harrison, definitely take that fight because you'll beat him as well. He said you could probably stop him. And then that week at fight as well. I think it were a Wednesday or something like that. I were at work and Carl rung me, do you want to fight Lerone Harrison at weekend? And I said, oh yeah, I'll box him. But hand on heart, Cass took me there. Went with no intention to win. You know yourself, I just won 3 on bounce, then lost 2 to Askins and Cope.
Yeah.
So that night, I weren't really going for a win. It were near Christmas. I think I had another 2 fights lined up that month, both for Steve Wood, that were on Steve Wood's show.
VIP them, aren't they?
Yeah, VIP. But I got cut in second round, didn't I? So I thought, fuck it. I got back to corner end at second round. And Cass went, you're cut. You're going to get 28 days, so you might as well go for it now. And I went, yeah, that's it. We'll go for it. So I stuck it on him and got him out of there in 4th.
Yeah, Cass sent me a good video of that in stand, you know. And everyone said, go on, Carl, get him.
That's not a lie. We didn't... You can ask Cass when you speak to him, like, I had no intention of trying to win that fight. It was just a routine for me, get through it, get paid and box again week after. But as soon as I got back to the corner and Cass said, you're cut, you're going to get 28 days, you might as well go for it. I went out there and put it on it. He folded a bit.
He did fold.
He didn't like pressure. He were weak as out though, him. Nice kid, but...
Yeah, I got the videos of that fight from Cass.
It's on YouTube, isn't it? They were saying it were an early stoppage, but it might have been a little premature, but I still think I were winning.
Yeah.
100% I were winning it.
But like you said, so I cracked... Best win? Just give a knockout?
Yeah, that's my best win.
Just...
I don't know Kane Selvin were a fucking good win because that was my first one. Both Sheffield lads, weren't we? So it was like a bit of a local derby. And I think that's what pushed me to want to box at Central Area title. Yeah. Because he'd won it that way. I thought, yeah, I can definitely win that. But...
Most certainly, mate. So, another good win there. They went in with Jack Hillier as well, mate.
Yeah, that's that one in Bournemouth that I were on about. I thought that were going to be an hard night.
Simple enough.
Easy. Good boxer, just no strength. I'd say he's overweight, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he were a good amateur, weren't he? I think he'd won a European gold as a junior or something. But yeah.
So
me and Cass went down there. Fucking took us 6.5 hours to get there.
Oh, God.
Late at Scales. Ended up staying all that night. But that's one of them, like, convinced that I'd won.
Yeah.
We both were. And they get it in. I think it was 40-36 or 39-37, one of them. It was like a bit confusing. Even his own coach thought...
Yeah.
He were honest after and he were happy that I'd tested Jack.
Yeah.
Because he said that's what... I think he were 8-0, weren't he, at the time? 7 or 8-0. And he said they needed that. He said it should have been a draw, but I thought I'd won comfortably.
Yeah. Well, you move on from that, mate, and you go away, 6.5 hour drive, even though you didn't get the result you wanted. You get them what they wanted.
It's an experience as well, isn't it, driving all that way? You're going down there and...
And he delivered as well. You did a job.
Yeah,
you pushed him.
I think we were at top at Bill as well, Leo. I think he did a lot of tickets. It was a good fight, that. It was a good experience.
And then obviously next I'm going to mention is Fayak Uddin, because he's also fighting Luke Fash next on his 100th fight. You think Luke's going to be all right, Luke Fash?
Luke Fash can beat him.
Do you think so?
Yeah, definitely. I don't like to disrespect anyone, but I'll say how it is. He's the worst person I've ever boxed, amateur or pro.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
Wasn't good in what way? Technically, just not strong, just not good.
Just everything, basically.
Everything, yeah.
I just had an off night. I just fucking went there and let him... It was his debut, weren't it?
Yeah.
So I let him just enjoy his moment. But yeah, Luke shouldn't have no problems at all. That's no problem beating him as well.
Well, let's hope it'll be a nice...
But again, he's another one. He's a nice kid, Fayak, but he's not brilliant.
Well, like you said, he's got, if he wants to carry on, it sounds like he's going to have to work a lot harder, doesn't it?
100%.
To see how he gets on from there. So moved on from that. Good luck to Luke. Let's hope he can get a win there.
He's a nice kid, Luke. He's another one I like.
Yeah.
There's a few that I've met on road and that I've got like time for, and he's one of them.
The smallest I've met, apart from Shoei.
Shoei's smallish, yeah.
But apart from Shoei.
Shoei's another one. He's a right good character.
Legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's missed, but he's doing okay. You get the odd message off of him. I think he's still working in the gyms, isn't he?
Yeah, he does some like one-to-one training.
He's taking on started doing karate or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I seen
Sure,
last I seen, he were like running some like street fighting things, innit? They were.
Yeah. He sent me a video a while back. He were on like, obviously, you know, like you get your BBC Look North and stuff. He were on there, wherever they are, Midlands, and he were on their gym, were on helping, you know, underprivileged kids who were quite good. He were working there.
I don't think there's anyone that I've met in Waco and what I thought they're not nice. Do you know what I mean? They're all genuine. They're all genuine guys, aren't they? Most of them.
Well, that's why we fit in. Yeah, because we're genuine nice guys and all. But so we got a draw against Leighton Simmons, mate.
Yeah, that's another one. Draw were a bad result for me.
A bad result for you.
Yeah, I thought I'd won that fight.
They usually are when we've got a D, mate.
It weren't bad though. It weren't bad. It was strong, but he didn't have much of boxing ability. But yeah, I thought I definitely won that one. So
obviously, then we went on to Ryan Griffiths, mate. I just thought I'd put him down. What he out special? Do you remember about him?
What was that? 39-38, weren't it? That's another one I thought I'd won.
You thought I'd won?
Yeah, I thought I'd won. He's in that tournament this weekend, isn't he? What moon he's in? He's not bad. He's not the best. It's just... It's one of them. If I turn up on my day, I can beat most of the kids that you've mentioned, to be honest. There's only 2 or 3 what I think I'd be out of my depth with, and I won't beat him if I were on a good day. But he will... Yeah, I thought I won that one.
So I can remember a few of these fights. I mean, they're not actually like big names, these next few I've got, but I know, like I said, a lot of them were close, and that's why I wanted to ask you about them, and that I won them. And then you went in with Shir Khan.
Shir Khan?
Oh, Shir Khan, yeah. Your call.
Yeah.
He's another one. He's another one.
What?
That I thought I won that as well.
That's why I put it on. That's why, even though they're not, people say, why are you mentioning these? I thought, I knew they were close, and I wanted to know your opinion.
I think, weren't it? 39-37, yeah. He was like a nervous wreck.
Were he?
Yeah. Come over before trying to be my friend, so I thought,
What were you like with him, though? Did you just
I'm always nice with me, but most of the times it's them that try and put bravado on, do you know what I mean? And he come over and he were a bit too friendly, I think. But he were a nice kid. But I don't think boxing's an hard sport, and some of them, they're not hard enough, if you know what I mean. If they were doing what us guys are doing, they wouldn't last 2 minutes, a lot of them. I don't know if they're doing it for Facebook or Instagram or, do you know what I mean? It's you don't play boxing, do you, bud? No, you don't. That's what I always look at it that way, like, put half of them guys what you've named in a way corner and they won't last.
Did that, when he come up to you being your friend then, did that put you at ease and think?
I'm never really worried about what, like, I think it's, when they've got that bravado and they think there's something, I just laugh at that anyway. I mean, it doesn't bother me. Like,
anybody giving you any?
Not badly, no.
No,
but some of them, they have attitude, do you know what I mean? They basically think they're going to fill you in, don't they? Yeah. They look at your record, they probably don't look at you properly, and they think they're better than what they are, basically.
So, yeah, I know that one was a close one. And then you took on Conor Kirk as well not long back, didn't you, this year on his debut? Do you reckon much of
Conor Quinn, weren't it?
What it?
Yeah, Conor Quinn.
I've got Conor Curry.
From Belfast, were it?
Yeah, I've got Conor Curry here on mine.
Yeah.
Why have I got
that? No, yeah, it might have been Conor Kerr, yeah. Kerr, yeah.
Look it up.
Conor Kerr, Aberganever.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister drove me there. I had no one to take me.
She looks... I sometimes see her comment on your sister. You're quite close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
she seems like
she's like my best friend. Yeah,
I can tell her comment. Did she?
Yeah, I think she had 11 amateurs, won 10. She won a national title and that.
Oh, wow.
She was good, but...
You want to give her a shout out?
Chloe.
You're Chloe. Because every time I see she's a few comments, she keeps look. I can tell she looks out for you.
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, she drove me there that day. She drove me down there. Wales, innit? Aberganever. Took us 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. He's another one. He weren't no special.
Nothing.
No. He weren't bad.
He looked a bit of an arm man up photo. He looked like...
he was small though. He was small geezer, yeah. But after I'd had that long drive and all that, I just fucking had an easy night. He did my corner that night, Kane Baker.
Yeah, what a guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a nice kid.
Scarfe's growing on. He's grown on Scarfe and all.
There were good changing rooms that day. They were me, Daryl Sharp, MJ Hall, Jordan Granham. We had Baker in there, because Baker's a bit like a road warrior, isn't he?
Of course he is. He qualifies for us and he will come on, he says.
He's upper level, isn't he?
Yeah, he's upper level, but
he's definitely an away fighter, and he's always putting himself in away corner on them big shows and that, and gives it a good fucking crack.
And not only, what a story from where he's come from as well.
Yeah, right. Inspiration. I messaged him the other week and said, you're an inspiration.
He is. And it's
rock bottom, weren't he?
Massively rock bottom. And it just proves, if there's any fighters out there who,
it's one of them,
he can do it.
You get people around you and you get yourself right, you can do out, can't you? You just got to put your mind to it and focus on what you want, haven't you?
Yeah, most certainly. He definitely is he's like a fairy tale story.
He was good in corner as well. He was trying to make me win, but...
You said that,
yeah. I was tired that day. I was fucking knackered. I think I'd boxed week before, hadn't I? So I was tired. I'd been to London week before, then driving up there that day. It's not ideal sometimes, is it?
Yeah, but he's a great guy.
He's a nice kid.
Obviously, your last fight against Kai Richmond, mate, you got lost retired. Were you cut in that one, mate?
No, I weren't cut.
What happened?
I got caught right in eyeball. Right on eyeball.
Right.
I couldn't see. There were about 30 seconds left in the second round. I was doing well, to be fair. It was a good fight. I think I probably lost first round, nicked second round, and then pulled out corner. Safety first, didn't it?
It was the right thing to do from what Nia mentioned. I did it for a cut eye, and Nia mentioned. I know at the time it was the right thing to do. Did it hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. That's what made me want to pull out. I lost vision completely in the eye, so I thought, fucking hell, what's going on here? So I managed to get through round, got back to the corner, and I just said straight away, I can't see. He were in my corner that night, Pierce from Steel City, Pierce Gudgeon.
Yeah.
He did my corner, and I said, I can't see, And he was like, well, you doing all right? And I went, yeah, but I can't see. So he said, what do you want to do? I said, just pull me out. You don't get paid no extra, do you, for being brave?
No, mate.
You live to fight another day, don't you? It hurt me after that I'd pulled that, and I've got that loss retired on my record, but I know that I didn't get stopped. And he wouldn't have stopped me, I don't think.
No.
Must have been quite scary, though, to suddenly, like you said...
Yeah, that was the thing.
No
it was panic in the ring. It caught me, and it was fucking directly on eyeball. And normally after 5 or 10 seconds it goes, but it just won't go. It won't clear up. I still couldn't see for about 2 hours after. I could see, but I had blurred vision.
Wow.
I went to hospital, and that made sure I had all eye tests done and double checked that everything were normal, and it were. So I'm all good now. But yeah, it just guts me when I look on Boxrec and see lost retired.
I know that's. I
used to have this debate all the time with my dad. I say, I'll not get stopped. I'll do 50 and not get stopped. And he'll say, listen, you might get caught. You might, you know what I mean? You might hurt your hand. It's going to go down as a retired or stopped. And it did, didn't it? So
I think, I thought it'd be a bit of pill to swallow for you, mate.
Yeah, but it's out of the way now, isn't it?
But we've had a little break now. We're hoping to be back out.
Should be boxing next weekend at Bolton on a VIP show against Jack Murphy. Don't know if you've seen him.
No,
trained by Ricky Hatton. Looks a decent boxer, yeah.
So you're going straight into deep enders.
Well, that's the only way to do it, isn't it? There's no easy nights out there, is there?
Not for you. You wouldn't take them long.
No.
Would you?
I don't know. I'm partial to a bit of easy money, but they don't come my way that much, to be honest.
No, but going forward, mate, like you said, I think you're going to be around for a long time, and I think we definitely have to do a part 2, aren't we, at some point?
Yeah, ideally, I'd want to do 100. Do you know what I mean? But like I said earlier, I just don't want to put a number on it because...
Yep. It's a funny old world, mate. You don't know what's round corner, do you?
I might just do 98, one less than Lee. Or match him at 99. I think he thinks he's different, doesn't he? Because he's the only one that's done 99, so I might match him at 99.
Oh.
We could do that, couldn't we? And then we could get it on together and do his 100th together.
It'd be calling the art.
Yeah. Like when Cass did it with Jamie Quinn. I think Quinny had his 100th.
Yeah.
And he had his 101st, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was it, yeah.
That'll not happen again, will it?
I don't think it will, but it got a lot of bad press, didn't it, at the time?
But then they readjusted it, didn't they, when they complained?
Exactly, and so they should do, mate.
That's what I mean when people, like you said earlier, about you get armchair fans and outsiders saying, oh, journeymen are just, they lay down for the money and that. We don't.
No way.
We do. We come to win, but 9 times out of 10, to get a fucking round off a referee, you've got to drop him, I think.
Yep.
You got to drop your opponent or absolutely smash life out of him. So when people are looking at it and thinking, all they do is lose, they need to go and watch boxing to realise that it's hard to get a decision on the road.
It most certainly is, mate, and that's what we do this for, mate. But we'd like to wish you all the best going forward, Karl, and it's been great to speak to you, mate. All the best.
Nice to have you. Nice to have you. I mean,
We're going to do that ending again because I've got questions.
Oh, yeah, he has. Shit, I forgot about them.
Don't we? Just to go, we've just mentioned Cass, so to go back to Cass, I've got a couple more questions from him.
right.
I forgot about these.
And I like this one. He said, for anybody that's an upcoming journeyman, would you tell them to train hard like you do, or take it easy and more relaxed approach like Cass did and just earn your money?
It's an hard one.
Yeah.
It is tricky because it works for Cass, but it don't work for everyone, does it?
No. I wouldn't have thought
Like
so.
for me, I'd probably get away not training hard, but in my head, if it went wrong, I'd know that I've done it myself. I'd blame myself, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, well, that's what you get for tossing it off, basically.
Yeah.
But it worked for Cass, so...
Yeah, I suppose if you enjoy training as well.
I do, that's the thing, like, Cass is always on at me, like, why do you go running? I says, I like going running. No better than putting headphones in and releasing your mind from real world for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? It takes fucking stress away, takes your worries away, and then after you feel better, you get a shower and you have some food and you've done some, haven't you? You've done some productive. He's a lazy bastard, I'll say it.
He got under face for it though, didn't he?
Fucking only because money were involved. You have to pay for food habit somewhere, didn't it?
Well, and I think this is a good one to close it up with, actually, because, and we should revisit it when we do get you back in future, because he said, how will you know when it's time to finish and hang up your gloves? So speaking as, someone on 28 fights, how do you think you would know what would, might make your mind up for you?
That motive, like you said, stopping training.
Yeah.
Once I think, fuck that, I can't train, and I think that'd be me done. I don't think I'd want to go in ring, because you're going to be overweight if you're not training for a start, aren't you? You're overweight, out of shape. So you're putting yourself at risk, aren't you? I've got 3 kids at home. It's risky enough as it is, isn't it? So if you're going in there unprepared, I'd rather just knock it on the head. But at the minute, I'm flying. I love training. I found it a little bit hard because I've had a few medical issues, what have been sorted now. But I have been in gym, but not like I was. I were in there religiously 5 days a week, but I'm still fit. But it knocked me off rails a little bit.
Yeah.
Stopped me going to gym, but yeah, that'd be a way to say I'd be done. Or if I started getting beat up every weekend, couldn't go home to kids with fucking marks all over face every weekend.
Yeah, I know we've had a couple who've said that, because I've always found it interesting, do you know well in advance, do you see it coming sort of thing, but we've had a couple who said, mine were made up in the ring.
Yeah.
And a particular fight, they just went, I'm done.
Yeah.
Cass, what same?
Yeah, he did it in his last fight, didn't he?
Yeah.
He told me before he boxed, he were done. He said to me, I'm on the end of my career. He knew it were way too heavy. And like he said, you've got to have purpose, haven't you? Like, I'm not desperate for money, but I've still got a goal on what I want to set with my money, so it's still there for me. I'm still chasing that money, to be honest. And it gets addictive as well, that buzz and that adrenaline, like every weekend you go in there to fight there, then you go in next place next week. If I lost that spark for that, then I'd be like, is it worth it?
Mm.
And also as well, Scarfe, I'm holding him to it as well. When the Journeyman cave gets built, he's going to plaster it for me, Karl.
Oh yeah, I'm a plasterer as well, aren't I? I've got fucking worst 2 jobs in the world, haven't I? Plastering and journeyman.
But like you said, Karl, it's a pleasure to speak to you, mate. And
thank
we wish
you
you all
for
the best
coming.
going, and I'm sure we'll see you in corner.
Definitely will.
Yeah, hopefully next weekend, like I said.
Let's see.
A busy end to the year now. I've had a bit of a slow start.
W before end of the year?
I'm hoping it comes soon, yeah.
Ah, well.
I had 1 this year, so I need at least 1, don't I?
Get one.
We'll see how it.
But if I get 1, I tend to get 3, don't I? So I don't know.
You're not going to a busy year then, are you, mate?
No, I want a busy finish. I need a busy finish now.
Right, well, take care of yourself, mate.
Yeah,
and we'll see you soon. All the best,
Thank
mate.
you,
Thank
mate.
you.
The Journeyman Cave is produced by James Proud. Music by Ryan Carrier. Special thanks to Rhythm Inc. Studios for hosting. All views expressed are of the guests only. The Journeyman Cave and host bear no responsibility for any opinions given. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter @The Journeyman Cave.